Welcome back. Well, today we are looking at JW.org. Of course, we do that every day here. We check it out. We probably check their site out more than elders do. Elders they have to go to work and do all the meeting parts. They don't get time to check all these sites out. So I think we do everyone a really good service. Even in the org, by coming in and checking this stuff out, so they don't have to check it out. So it's a good thing. What we're going to do is we're going to go get right into it. We're going to go to JW.org, and there's so much stuff to talk about. They have a big writing committee, and a lot of pictures. We wonder now if some of these pictures are theirs, how many of them they're buying. AI makes a lot of pictures nowadays. So we're hopefully before Christmas, we're going to get to when Jesus was born and the Virgin Mary. We're going to talk about these two articles probably coming up soon. But this morning is the day's text. Everyone goes over the day's text, right? Yeah. So we're going all the way over here. John Ekrann, how can we successfully overcome misunderstandings? That's the day's text for today. So we're going to pull this guy up on the screen here and let John talk. Now, I thought, if you look at his picture, couldn't they use a happier picture for a thumbnail? I don't know. I've been looking at Stephen Letts and all these guys. They're not too happy. But anyways, let's get right into it. We're going to roll forward here.
Welcome, Mark.
And he gets in and talks about Mark and Paul. And Mark and Paul had a bit of a disagreement. And he wants to use that as an example of how they handle things. So, it's nothing wrong with the talk. He's talking to the rank and files, of course, here. So we're going to go to minute marker 6, and we're going to listen to him.
Mistake, because they've also been in that same position at times. Freely admitting that you made a mistake is a great step forward. Trying hard to justify yourself or make it sound like it really wasn't that bad doesn't usually help our cause. That doesn't keep us from trying, but it doesn't normally help our cause much.
And I thought, here's the guy, what's his name, John. He's talking to the JW audience, whoever wrote this stuff in their daily text. But it doesn't help our cause if you don't admit your mistakes. I agree with that. Don't you agree with him? I agree with him. And that's what he's telling his audience, the Jehovah's Witnesses. You have to admit you have a problem, communicate, just some basic stuff, right? Well, isn't that what the whole world is expecting from this organization about CSA, to admit that we had a problem, we tried to correct it, here's what we're doing. Like admit, we had some errors, we made some mistakes, we want to apologize to all you thousands upon thousands upon thousands of victims out there. We want to get some payouts going. We know you've went through some therapy. That's what we want to do, communicate. Every time the news media wants to talk to JW.org, they shut them down. In court, it's court after court, motion after motion, appeal after appeal. JW.org does not want to communicate with the world. They don't want to apologize. We look at the New Zealand in care, abuse and care. A big thing. The only religion that would not come out and apologize is Jehovah's Witnesses, jw.org. And we don't want to blame it on the Jehovah's Witnesses, the people. The people are innocent. The people we call the rank and file, they're the ones that are the soldiers. This goes back to these guys that are taking the lead in the organization, the governing body. They do not want to apologize. They want to make excuses. We have brighter light. That's how they deal with doctrinal errors. There's no apology there. Let's see what they're telling the rank and files.
Owning up to mistakes we make, working hard to repair any damage done can go a long way to rebuilding that trust. A third lesson we can learn is that Mark did not write Paul off. He didn't say to himself, I am never going to work with Paul again. I'll work with Barnabas and Peter, any of the other apostles. In fact, I'll work with anybody else, but I don't want to work with Paul again. Well, that's a good lesson for us. Don't write our overseer off. It's clear from today's text that Mark did good work for Paul. Paul appreciated his services. If we look at 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 11.
So we think of writing people off. How did they write Ray Franz off? All he did was, hey guys, I think we have some doctrinal errors here. Booted him. Apostate. That's how this organization writes people off. That's how they communicate. This is so hypocritical. Now, I want to go over to another video that a lot of you guys haven't seen, and let's just move over there. Now, this guy Jeffrey Winder, for the rank and file, the average Jehovah's Witness has not seen this video. Although on my channel we played this a lot. And this is a clip taken from their annual meeting, the 2023 annual meeting that was in October. And this was right out the gate. Jeffrey Winder gets up, and this is what he says. And when I think of the morning text where we should communicate, we should apologize with one another, would that not apply to the organization themselves, the governing body? Well, of course, they're just people. They make mistakes. He goes on to talk about the mistakes that Paul made, John did in the other talk, that Paul and Mark made. You know, everyone makes mistakes. And so when we make mistakes, we get together and we apologize. We talk about the mistakes. We communicate. Well, here's how they communicate. Here's how this organization communicates.
And also, the governing body is neither inspired nor infallible, and so it can err in doctrinal matters or in organizational direction. Well, knowing this, then, we are not embarrassed about adjustments that are made, nor is an apology needed for not getting it exactly right previously. We understand this is how Jehovah operates. He reveals matters gradually when it is needed.
Interesting. So Jehovah, it's kind of Jehovah's fault. They put Jehovah, throwing him under the bus here. But these guys are all men, made so many mistakes over the years, but they've never apologized. And that's what's happening today. The whole world is looking at them. They are hypocrites when we look at the morning text. John got up and told everyone in the morning text, and they wrote that down, that we should apologize. So they're telling their people to apologize, but this is how they are dealing with it. So I don't know about you guys, but that's a double standard. That's how I see this. Do as I say, not as I do. Not a good thing to be putting out. Anyways, folks, keep living your life with love. Until next time. Did I get that right? Until next time, keep living your life with love. That's how it's supposed to go. Okay. We'll see you later. Bye for now.